Welcome to Scooby-Doo Recaps. Today I'll show you a horror and sci-fi film from 2018, titled A Quiet Place. Spoilers ahead. You've been warned. The story begins in near total silence. The opening shots show a small, dusty town that has clearly been abandoned. Nature is beginning to overtake what civilization left behind. The remnants of human life, discarded newspapers, broken windows, empty stores, paint a haunting picture. It's day 89. Inside an old pharmacy, the Abbott family is scavenging for supplies. The shelves are mostly empty. Everything is done with careful, deliberate silence. They wear no shoes, only soft, padded socks or bare feet. Every step is gentle. Every movement is precise. Even the children know the stakes. Evelyn Abbott, the mother, silently searches through shelves for medicine for their sickly young son, Marcus. Lee, her husband, is checking batteries and food. Their deaf daughter, Regan, communicates with her younger brother, Beau, using American Sign Language. Even in such danger, there's a gentle tenderness in how they all care for each other. Beau finds a toy space shuttle and is immediately enamored with it. It lights up and makes noise, a death sentence in this world. Lee gently but firmly takes it away, signaling that it's not safe. But when no one's looking, Regan secretly gives it back to Beau, removing the batteries to make it harmless. Unfortunately, Beau sneaks the batteries back into his pocket when no one is watching. As the family walks home, we see a sand path laid carefully along the ground. The sand dampens the sound of their footsteps. They walk in a single-file line across a wooded trail, the only sounds being birds and wind. But then, suddenly, the space shuttle activates. Its sound pierces the silence like a siren. Time seems to stop. Everyone freezes. Lee sprints desperately toward Beau, but it's too late. In a horrifying blur of motion, a creature emerges from the trees and snatches the child in an instant. No time to scream, no time to grieve. Over a year has passed since Beau's death. The Abbotts are now living on a secluded farm. The area is fortified with clever survival systems, colored lights for signaling, sand paths across the fields, and carefully placed surveillance cameras. Inside the farmhouse, soundproof spaces have been built with incredible care. Evelyn is now visibly pregnant, nearing her due date. The family knows the sound of a crying baby could mean certain death. In anticipation, Lee has constructed a makeshift birthing chamber in the basement, complete with a padded oxygen mask for the baby, soundproof walls, and insulation. Lee continues to study the alien creatures. He documents their behaviors and anatomy, hoping to find a weakness. He's gathered newspaper clippings about the invasion, how the creatures appeared suddenly, how their blindness is countered by hypersensitive hearing, how their skin is seemingly invulnerable to weapons. Regan, meanwhile, struggles with guilt. She blames herself for Beau's death. Her relationship with Lee is strained. She thinks he holds her responsible, even if he's never said so. He tries to fix her cochlear implant using salvaged electronics, hoping it might help her hear better. But she sees these efforts as constant reminders that she's broken. Marcus is still traumatized. He's hesitant, fearful, and rarely ventures far from his mother. Evelyn tries to comfort both children as best she can, but the tension hangs in the air like a fog, thick, unspoken, and ever-present. One afternoon, Lee decides to take Marcus to a nearby river. The roaring current masks their voices, allowing them to speak in hushed tones for the first time in what seems like forever. As they fish and talk quietly, Lee tries to teach Marcus survival skills. He wants him to learn how to take care of the family if something were to happen. Marcus, however, is fearful. He doesn't believe he can ever live up to Lee's expectations. He asks his father if he blames Regan for Beau's death. Lee doesn't answer directly, but the silence speaks volumes. Back at the farm, Reagan disobeys her father and leaves without telling anyone. She walks to a small memorial dedicated to Bo, marked by a cross and the broken toy rocket. She kneels silently, remembering her brother, her expression a mixture of sorrow and regret. Reagan's journey is both physical and emotional. She's searching for purpose, for forgiveness, for a sense that she still belongs. Alone with her thoughts, she is also unknowingly putting herself in danger. Back at home, Evelyn begins to go into labor, much earlier than expected. She heads to the basement, but accidentally knocks over a picture frame on the stairs. The glass shatters, echoing through the house. Instantly, a creature responds. It tears into the house, its grotesque form sliding effortlessly through doors and halls, guided by the sound. Terrified but determined, Evelyn flips a switch that changes the exterior lights from white to red, a silent emergency alert. She tries to remain calm through the pain, hiding in the bathtub as the creature stalks nearby. Marcus and Lee spot the red lights from the river and realize Evelyn is in trouble. Lee tells Marcus to set off fireworks they had stored as a backup plan. The massive explosions provide enough noise to distract the creature, giving Evelyn a moment of safety. She delivers the baby in near silence, managing to muffle her cries and stifle the newborn's screams. It's a harrowing, heroic moment, equal parts terror and triumph. Lee arrives and finds her alive with the baby, guiding them into the soundproof basement. Reagan finally returns and sees the red lights. She hurries to the farmhouse and meets Marcus in the cornfield. As they try to hide, they fall into a grain silo. The floor collapses, trapping Marcus in sinking corn. Reagan dives in after him, trying to pull him out. Above them, a creature arrives, drawn by the noise. It crashes through the silo's roof. Just as it's about to attack, Reagan's cochlear implant emits a piercing feedback sound. The creature recoils violently, in pain, and retreats. Reagan doesn't fully understand what just happened, but something about the device is affecting the creature's sensitive hearing. The siblings escape and reunite with Lee, who rushes them into a pickup truck nearby. But the creature has followed. It begins attacking the truck, trying to rip it apart. Lee realizes there's only one way to save his children. In a heartbreaking moment, he signs to Reagan, "I love you. I have always loved you." Then, in an act of ultimate sacrifice, he lets out a primal scream. The creature instantly targets him. Lee is killed, buying his children the chance to escape. It's a devastating but noble end, a father's final gift to his family. Reagan and Marcus make it back to the farmhouse. They find Evelyn alive, cradling the baby. There's no time to mourn. Another creature is already inside. They hide in the basement. Reagan, finally understanding the power of her cochlear implant, places it near Lee's microphone and turns up the volume. The result is immediate. The creature thrashes in agony as the frequency disrupts its echolocation. Its armored head plates peel back, revealing soft tissue. Evelyn doesn't hesitate. She grabs Lee's shotgun and fires. The creature collapses, dead. Through the security cameras, Evelyn and Regan watch as more creatures approach the house, drawn by the noise. But this time, they're ready. Evelyn reloads the shotgun. Regan adjusts the frequency dial. For the first time, they're ready to fight back. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more in-depth movie recaps, scene by scene.